guys, we've got a bite-sized version of skills for you today, broken down by defenders, midfielders, and strikers. And before that gets going, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and please turn on that bell notification so we can hit you up when these videos come out. Also, check out our podcast channel, The 11th Commandment. We have new episodes there every week. Every Monday and Friday, there is a new episode, so check it out. We also started GOLUREMI'S girls with literally world-class and world champion freestylers and footballers. So go right down below and check that out. GOLUREMI Nation is still open, so if you're trying to apply for that, go right down below, click the link at GOLUREMI.com, put your email in, and you got a chance to ball with us ballers. Let's go. This is one of the more difficult moves on the list, and not because it's complicated. The challenge lies in getting the timing just right. The ball will be exposed. If you miss any portion of it, then you've probably lost the ball. You're going to want to be moving at a slower pace to pull this off, which is fine because it should be done in the corner or just inside the box. Step on the ball to stop it and jump and tap the ball forward with your standing foot. Make sure to hit the ball at an angle, and then with your other foot, simply snap the ball down and out the other way while you accelerate to get off a shot or cross. If you have even a moment's doubt while trying to do this, you're going to run into trouble. So practice it on your own over and over again until you feel comfortable. Knowing that you have the slightest amount of space, make sure to cup the ball and turn as wide as you can while keeping the ball near the inside of your foot until you've completely turned around. And at this point, let the ball float up to your toe and flick it into the space that you expect to be there, and then sprint like a Kansas racehorse and get to the ball and put it in the back of the net.
As an attacking player, the most dangerous thing you could do is face up the defender and put him or her on the back foot. And this turn may seem counterintuitive, but it works wonders once you understand the principles behind it. When receiving the pass, we set up off center in order to receive it with the outside of our foot. Even better if you're running across the field. The faster you're moving, the better this will work. And you might feel awkward, but the key to this entire move is that you're reaching, stretching out for the ball, and hook your foot. Use your momentum to spin the ball back in the direction you came from, and you should be free. All while protecting the ball the entire time. No problem if you don't lose the defender completely here. You're at a massive advantage, and you can stay light on your feet and shield or do feints until you feel completely safe to turn. That being said, avoid the turn if the defender is already up on you. You're slightly off balance, so a little bit of contact and they could step in. Get some space between you and the defender, and you should be golden.
Your change of pace is everything with this move. You've got to make the defender feel as if he's in control of the situation by slowing down before you try it. At the moment you go to pull the move, everything from then on should be at top speed, including getting the shot off. Remember, the goalie behind you is shifting and trying to prepare for a potential shot. You want to take advantage of this and catch him up with your foot and really sell the feint. Drop your head and shoulder and then pop the ball away with the outside of your foot to turn. It's slightly more difficult, but if you can pop the ball backwards at an angle, you might be able to completely turn the defender.
Wave. I'm in it for
Break down the move, know that it starts with an inside step over, and at the same time, you've got to tap the ball forward with your trailing foot. Once the ball is just in front of you, you've got to drop your shoulder and head and throw a body feint and then accelerate to catch up to the ball. It might seem risky, but you'll find that you can protect the ball pretty well once you truly understand the move. Variations of all kind are available to you, so don't just get caught up in how we show it. The move is so open-ended that you can toss a lot of things onto the end.
wave. I'm in it for
Approach the defender slowly, just a bit faster than walking speed. Just before you get within his reach, lean and drop your shoulder away and explode out to the other side. Release your shot before the defender has a chance to recover. He pulled this off just inside the box, but it'd be just as useful if you were trying to get off a cross or hit one from outside the box. The key here is the change of pace when you go to throw the feint. Be quick, go with everything you got. If you miss, but at least give yourself a chance by dropping your shoulder and exploding out.
wave. I'm in it for
This is a pretty sick move that will allow you to get a defender to reach in. It's one of the only moves today that you're going to want to do semi-slow. You've got to stay under control to pull it off. Drag the ball inside and step over it at the same time. Once the ball's gone across your body, snap down with your foot and look to get out. It's a very reliable way to gain an inch, and it's easily ready to be used on the sideline or in front of goal. The way to do this move is simple. With the defender next to us, build up speed so they want to chase us, and right when you feel them catching up, we bust out the pump fake by jumping ever so slightly and pretending to stop while in the air. Notice one of the most important parts is when you land. Always remember to scoop or touch the ball with your toe forward so you keep momentum. Roll the ball behind us, quickly using a Cruyff variation, and then step on the ball and drag it back exactly where we came from with 1 or 2 touches heading away from the defender. At this point, we're hoping that they took the bait and then are rushing to put some pressure on us. And it's at this moment that we want to go for the meg by stepping on the ball and then flicking it through with the outside of our foot. Notice that that portion is done almost instantaneously. A 1-2 and we're out. It has to be done like that. Go any slower and the chance that you'll pull it off goes down drastically. Not only is this a dope move, but learning and training the steps will make you a more technical and more confident player, which will carry over to other parts of your game. Build up some speed and then hop and place the sole of your foot on the ball. Now, instead of rolling it immediately, what we do is throw the rest of our body forward and leave our leg behind. The second you hit the ground, roll the ball forward as hard as you can and let it catch up to you. If you've done it correctly, you will have more time and space than a rancher in Dodge City, Kansas. Simplicity can be brutally devastating, and that is exactly what this move is once you've got it down. A little like our last move, it requires that you slow down so that you can eventually change pace and surprise the defender. Whether you do this from a complete standstill or dribbling slowly, just know that the key is to find that point right before it's too late. Throw the feint and let the defender reach in and CROQUETA around and out. If you mistime it and go too early, you'll be too far away and the defender will have no reason to try and take the ball. Go too late and they'll simply poke the ball away before you can even try it. Both the feint and the CROQUETA are equally important, but most important is your timing, and the only way to perfect this and feel what's right is through practice. So get after it because it's more than worth it. There are always tricks for defenders, reaching and pulling back, wait for the right moment, and then pounce. And if you're asking yourself when's the right time, there's no great answer for that. You'll pick up patterns and start to understand that you can step in when the attacker is between steps or as they fumble. Look at the footwork of just me alone. Notice how we have to get low but light on our feet and ready to bounce. When we're ready, we step in and make it happen. Don't defend in silence. Depending on your position, it may be necessary for you to organize the guy right in front of you, the whole defensive line, or even tell the entire team to push out. Regardless of where you are, you need to take responsibility for giving your teammates in front of you the proper instructions. If you're behind a teammate and you can see more of the field than they can, and instructions should never be complex. You call their name, you tell them to drop, push, force them left or right. Whatever you do, don't leave your boys hanging. The reason this is a defensive move is because of the amount of times a situation comes up. It's incredibly simple but crazy effective. Lifting the ball over a forward's foot as they come in to pressure you is an easy way out of trouble. It's a scoop. Get your toe under the ball, lift and hop, and you've got it. It's great when the ball's rolling in, but even if it's not, lifting the ball up like this puts it in an awkward position for the opponent, giving you an easy way out. Look to use this on 50-50 balls. It's the perfect place to pull this off. Even if they slide on in, you'd be all good. If you get isolated 1v1 with space in behind, know that they will try and use that space to their advantage by playing the ball into it and taking off. Instead of chasing after them, learn to throw your body into their path and then immediately start heading for the ball. By doing this, you can neutralize their speed. When containing, always give yourself a bit of extra space when you're up against speed. The real problem begins as a defender when he gets you on your back foot or plays a ball in behind. Always be aware of your opponent's strengths. It's trying to regain possession for your team, this move will allow you to do just that. The golden rule is to put your body between the opponent and the ball. By doing this, you see that we secure our position and then we can even roll out. Rock into the attacking player and don't be afraid to make contact. Hey! With the ball there, it's nothing more than shielding. It can be done quick and easy, or you can really show that you have possession before spinning out. The game will dictate what's right. Trust us when we say that this will come in handy all over the place and on virtually every loose ball. There are a million different situations where this can be useful, and if you understand the principles, it will become instinctual and you can ball out. Number 1, momentum. The more speed you have built up before you meet the defender, the easier the feint will be. Building up speed before beating players one-on-one is a no-brainer. It gives them less time to adjust to your movement. Now, you don't need to be running at a full sprint, but what you need is a change of pace. The feint and action must be fluid and quick. drop your shoulder, lean away, and explode. Whether there's 1 or 2 defenders, the same thing applies. If you can set yourself up at a diagonal angle instead of straight on, it'll also give you a slight advantage. Normally when you cut, you find the ball on your weak foot. You get a little tricky with it, you can actually pause, feint, and then return to your strong foot to get off a shot or keep dribbling. Rivaldo was a master of this, and there's not much to it besides understanding the timing behind it. Cut hard and make the defender believe you want to run away, and then dip that shoulder and hip, and with the outside of your foot, cut on the ball, and you should be free. Perfect in front of goal or even in the middle of the field. If you want this to be successful, you need to get the defender to feel a little pressure, which means they need to think you're about to take off. If you're at a complete standstill, it's going to be much harder for you to pull off. Take a solid touch away from the defender. Get your shoulders and hips going and shift from side to side. When you're ready, take off or turn. It sounds crazy, but you'll learn to feel and understand when you've lost a defender without actually seeing most of their body. This move will buy you time, and it's essentially risk-free as you've got your body between the defender and the ball. For most moves to work, you need to be fluid, and that's especially true here, where your feet and body are going to be temporarily headed in different directions. The move will work 1,000,000 times better if you're moving at an angle rather than straight on, so look to prepare like that. When you drag the ball with the inside of your foot, you've got to really throw your hips to sell the step over. It's a move where you're going to want to generate a lot of speed before you execute. If you're stiff, it won't work. If you're slow, it won't work. So notice that sometimes I turn my body completely in the opposite direction. Figure out what fits your style and then train. Don't expect to blow by the defender each time. You might sometimes, but at the very least, if you do this right, you're going to create some space. In order to do a cut like this, you obviously need space. So if you find yourself starting to cut inside on the wing, or you're a striker and you've only got one more guy to beat, this is definitely something you want to keep in mind. Notice that unlike a normal cut where the ball is kept close, here the idea is to knock it into space, but it's not as simple as just kicking it out. You've got to try and cut, run, and turn at nearly 90 degrees. It's deadly because it's so unlikely that you try it. So notice that we've cut completely inside and are virtually running towards the other sideline before we make our move. You've got to do it with conviction and purpose, and with enough space in between you and the defender. Expect to get shoved or even obstructed, so protect yourself. But if you're quick off the first 10 yards, this move is for you. It's perfect for a ball that's practically a 50-50. And I say practically because you need to know that you'll be first to the ball, at least by a little bit. If not, the defender can body you off the ball or simply just take it. Now, whether the ball's coming from the side or in between you guys, you need the defender to think you're going to run right in front of him. At the last second, however, all you got to do is open up your hips and body and go into the space that you just created. You're not always going to beat them outright, but if you throw yourself forward with purpose, you'll get them to flinch, and that's all the time you need to put the ball away.
Have one of Messi's signature skills, constantly trying to get back to his left foot. Sometimes you just got to take the long route. So when receiving the ball, take a solid touch inside and then act as if you are going to take off that way before croiping back into the open space so you can attack. At GOLUREMI, we love moves that allow you to turn while protecting the ball, and this does that perfectly. Once again, notice you are not going to be on your strong foot once you turn, so use your momentum and possibly even a feint to get back so you can shoot, cross, or pass. Of course, you can also just work on your weak foot. That's a video for another day. Check out all our weak foot videos. This is useful literally everywhere on the field, incredibly dangerous in the middle of the park, and the perfect decoy to get off a shot. So use it well and life will be good.
All right, guys, that's the video. You know what to do. Hit us up with a like, subscribe, and click the bell notification button if you enjoyed this video. GOLUREMI.com, GOLUREMI Nation, you guys, for a limited time that is still going on. Check out 11th Commandment, and we will see you guys later. Peace.
Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence, I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete objective, but the moves elusive, and I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winning.